Refugees of Iraq. Persian Gulf War. In August 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait. The unsigned 1991 Gulf War protected nearly 3 million refugees, many of them from Iraq. Almost all of them left Iraq and Kuwait before the war started or after the Desert Storm was over. The largest groups were Kurds and Shias fleeing Saddam Hussein after a failed uprising, as well as the Palestinians. Palestinians were the second largest group uprooted by the war, and 300,000 resettled in Jordan. There were a smaller number of Iraqi Arabs refugees, only about 37,000, mostly Shia, in Saudi Arabia, and about 100,000 Iraqis escaped to Jordan and Syria. Shia comprise 55% of the Iraqi population, but are excluded from the government by the Sunni Arabs. There was a 1991 uprising in Iraq Shia in March. Saddam Hussein regained control of the Shia-dominated South in mid-March, and his cousin Ali Hassan Majid conducted public execution, bombarded city centers, and destroyed homes and mosques. 200,000 people died in the south between March and September 1991 from the violence. In 2003, there were 500,000 Iraqi refugees in Iran, mostly Shia Arabs. 1.85 million Kurds fled to the borders of Turkey and Iran. Unlike the Shia and the Kurds had recognized political leadership, the Patriarchal Union of Kurdistan and the Kurdistan Democratic Party, that took control of northern Iraq as a result of formal political leadership. The revolution in the Kurdish north was much less violent than in the Shia south, and protected relatively few refugees and internally displaced persons. In late March 1991, the Bush administration gave the Iraqi government permission to use helicopters against the Kurds. These were used to terrorize the Kurdish population. About 400 Kurds fled to the mountains bordering Turkey and Iran, and the Hussein government had retaken control of the main Kurdish cities by April 1991. Turkey refused to allow the Kurds into the country, but there was significant media attention to the refugee population. The Kurds on the Iranian border were more isolated and less media attention, but in Iran admitted some groups of refugees and physical coordination were less hurt and the Turkish border. Iraq War 2003 and 2011. Refugees from Iraq have increased in number since the US-led invasion into Iraq March 2003. After Saddam Hussein fell in 2003, over 300,000 refugees returned home within 2 years, but by 2006, they were fleeing again due to the sectarian violence that culminated with the Al-Askari Mosque bombing in February 2006. The US occupation and ethnic conflict among Iraqis ended the minority Sunni governments and allowed the Shia majority to regain control, which worried Iraq's Sunni and majority neighbors, including Saudi Arabia. Terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda have taken advantage of the chaos and violence to establish a presence in Iraq. By February 2007, Antonio Guterres, the United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees, said that the external refugee number fleeing the war reached 2 million, and that within Iraq there are estimated 1.7 million internally displaced people. The refugee traffic out of country has increased since the intensification of civil war.